Hey, and welcome back to Joyful Journey with Jackie and Joanna. We are JJ Podcast, and here's episode 2. So today we want to talk to you about muscle testing that is used in theta healing and other modalities as well. And
Kinesiology.
also light and heavy tool, which can be used in a similar way if we wish to, just different from access consciousness. So yeah, Jackie, tell us about the muscle testing.
So what the muscle testing does is a really good tool because it helps you connect to your subconscious. Because often when we think about things, we're not getting to the root beliefs. And muscle testing is a way that you can see what your subconscious has got hidden. And by muscle testing, you will reveal what is hidden. So I absolutely love muscle testing. I use it with animals as well. So I'm their surrogate animal tester and I can check into the animal's beliefs. So for me, the muscle testing, it really is a way of finding the truth. And with the access conscious, this one took me a little bit longer, the light and heavy. I have to say, I will be honest, it was more difficult for me to grasp, but it is about working out what feels good for you and what doesn't. And it depends on how that happens or how it feels. So to me, the light and heavy is more a feeling, whereas the muscle testing is, you can see it quite quickly. Does that
So
resonate with you?
yeah, so I basically tend to light and heavy in access consciousness, they say that what is light is true for you, and what is heavy, there is a lie hidden. So in a similar way, there's the subconscious resonance with truth and lie, and what is basically light would also bring lightness. So we have business in choosing lightness in
Yeah.
that sense. But I also use sometimes when I'm not sure what is light for me, I basically revert to muscle testing. So then I go with like, the body kicks in and I'm like, okay, I get it. I have no doubts. And then I can choose a little bit easier.
And again, for me, as I said, the muscle testing was much quicker because it's a body response. So your body is responding and your subconscious is responding. Where for me, the whether that's just me, the access light and heavy for me feels more emotional. Does that resonate
For
with
me
you?
as well, because it's
Yeah,
almost like I can feel it in the body, because for me, personally, the lightness, it's a bit of an exciting feeling.
yeah.
It's a bit like you're a kid again, and you're like, oh, let's
Let's
do
do
that,
it.
let's play. So
Let's
I feel
go.
it quite strongly, sometimes just in the chest, like, as an excitement, as an
Yeah,
uplifting feeling.
yeah.
And the heaviness, obviously, it's a little bit, but I think everybody will perceive it differently. So that's
Yeah,
why maybe it's more, it requires a bit of tuning in, where the muscle testing, we just
it
test
just
it.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also the other access tool is connect to your body as well. And the same with most modalities. As people, we tend to be in our heads,
Mm.
not in our bodies. So you can always ask, hi body, what do I need to know today?
Yeah.
And see what your body responds. And you can put your hand on your heart and say, body, what do I need today? So
Mm.
again, there are lots of tools to bring you into wholeness and bring you into that alignment as well. And as I'm going to just talk very briefly about grounding as well.
Mm.
If you are in your mind a lot, it's a really good idea to go and spend 10 minutes out in nature, but we'll talk about that another time. So,
Yeah.
Joanna, shall I demonstrate
Yeah,
muscle?
just before you go, it
Yeah,
it reminded me that, maybe to help ourselves with the light and heavy,
yeah,
to discern it, a
yeah,
very good tool from Access is also asking questions. And
yes,
open
yes,
questions. So that's what you did already now. Like,
yeah,
what do I need, or what can I receive? Or is that, nice for me if I do this? Or they have a really cool question when they go with, if I choose this, how would my life look like in 5 years? or
Yeah.
maybe in 5 minutes, or maybe
Yeah, I was
in
going to say
5
5
months, or
minutes.
whatever it is. But basically, the questions will also give a little bit more space for the subconscious mind and for the mind generally to play with it rather than going into the conclusion.
Yeah. And again, the questions are really good because we don't often ask questions. We're just going on, we don't even stop. Often we're on a roll or on that mice wheel.
Autopilot, yeah.
Yeah, where we're not stopping and going, is this right for me today? Is this good for me today? Is it for my highest and best good? So yeah, questions are, always ask the question.
Yes.
What is good for me today? What is my highest and best good today? So shall I demonstrate muscle testing?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, so I'm going to just give you the basics. So you can muscle test several ways. You can use your hands like that in that position. But I feel for me, the best way is to do the body muscle testing. So I'll go from the side and just shake out your body a bit. Let go of your conclusions or perceptions. And you just ask your body, yes, yes, yes. And you should fall forward. And then no, no, no. Okay, so I'll show you an example. Am I a kangaroo? The answer is no. Am I Jackie? The answer is yes. So, and I'm going to show you an example of a question because I'm slightly overweight. One of my beliefs is that my weight keeps me safe. So if I ask the question, does my weight keep me safe? So yes. So again, that's one of my beliefs. You could also ask, am I ready for love? So am I ready for love? The answer is no.
Basically, the ones you want to get rid of.
Yeah. So again, that shows there are two aspects of me. My weight is keeping me safe, and then because I'm not ready for love yet. But it's a really good way to check in. It doesn't have to be that specific, but it will show you what your subconscious is. And if you go deeper, it will show what's in your subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally. I use the hand quite a lot. So you showed this way. I kind of just do that. And when it opens up, it's a no, right? When it holds, it's a yes.
Yeah.
So
When it holds.
I tend to do that when I'm working with myself or with my mind. But standing up, I very often use it for food, actually.
Oh, for
Like if I
food.
have cravings, or if I'm a bit like, oh, I want this and that, and what do I want?
Yeah.
Or then I kind of come out of my head and I revert to my body and you can take the food, or you can just ask and say, body, do you want this?
Does that, it does.
Do you want actually the
food?
strawberry, or do you want I don't know, a steak?
Yeah.
Very different.
Well, so what I would say for if you're beginning out on muscle testing, do the body first, because this one or the one Jana was demonstrating, I find I can manipulate this, whereas the body is harder to manipulate. Whereas this one, if I want to have, I want the question or the answer to be a yes, I can manipulate this more. So I will be honest, if I'm not sure with this, I will go with the body, because the body is one of the quickest ways and probably runs the truest. Totally. Without manipulation, you know.
I'm sometimes in the shop and I'm thinking, hopefully nobody sees me, but I'm like,
So with the muscle testing, as I said, it can be used for all types of things. You know, do I deserve more money? Am I worthy of love? Am I worthy? You know, it really can test all aspects of your life. So it doesn't just have to be one thing, but it's a really good way of checking in with your emotions, your feelings, you know. So I use muscle testing all the time. Joanna, obviously, with food as well. I haven't done food. I just ask my body, what do I need today? See what comes up. So Jana, do you want to explain the light and heavy?
Yeah, the only thing also I wonder, because you use the questions with the muscle testing, and which I find really interesting and nice, because I actually use statement.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's
Okay.
a slightly different way of going, but it's just so this is also how flexible it is that
Yeah.
you get basically your body will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So where you ask and I would say, "Oh, I am a kangaroo," or
Yeah.
something else, which sounds funny, but but also obvious.
Well, I did have someone. So I'm a massive cat person. I never muscle test, am I a cat? Because it often comes up, yes.
I
Because
tried that
I
one.
truly believe in a past life I was a cat, or from the starseed system, Lara, which is cat people.
Mhm.
So I don't muscle test, am I a cat anymore? I do kangaroo because it's safer for me.
Yeah.
Because I definitely wasn't a kangaroo.
I did the cat and it was a yes too, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not a good option, yeah.
So
So
with the light and heavy, what circumstances would you use the light and heavy?
basically, access is all about choice.
Yeah,
So access consciousness is to bring choice, to bring possibilities, to also connect ourselves with what we already know, which is very often taken away in terms of this should be that way. This we learn different, therefore the beliefs. We learn different programs, different things, and we run by it. So the access consciousness is about awareness and consciousness that is um, everything is part of it. So
yeah,
basically, we don't have to define something to just see it. So here is the same thing. I guess when we're choosing something, or we have a question, or we have a decision to make, whether it's a big one like a job, or I don't know, a person, relationship,
moving.
moving, or small one. Do I go right or left, or do I actually go
Yeah,
and meet this friend, or I don't go meet this friend?
yeah,
Oh yeah, or down to the food, like do I eat
yeah,
this or don't I eat this? So it
yeah,
basically helps us to connect to our own awareness. What is true
yeah,
for us, not necessarily, because what is true for you, it might not be true for me. And
absolutely.
so that there is no ultimate truth in that sense. So I don't want to really align to what is true for you because it's not going to work for me, or it's going to work in a slightly roundabout way,
Yeah,
or the example that comes to mind, it's like all of us probably know or can remember a situation, big or small again, where we were to decide something
yeah,
and we somehow knew that we shouldn't do that thing
yeah,
or meet that person or go this way, and we still done it.
yeah,
And then it wasn't very nice, most likely.
yeah,
One of these days, or like things going up the hill, or like things not basically clicking in smoothly. And that's what it is, because heaviness will bring heaviness and lightness
yeah,
will bring lightness. So what is light and true, when we choose it, everything goes lightly. So
yeah,
again, if we revert to the times when we were like, yeah, let's do that, and there was no brainer, it felt light, it felt exciting, it felt
yeah,
like I just want it, then everything went nicely and smoothly, and somehow people turned up, money turned up, plane turned up, everything fell in place
yeah.
because it's the truth and the way to follow.
And another analogy I would give for this is like a river.
Mm,
If you're flowing down with the river,
mm,
it's easy. But
exactly.
if you're going upstream against the river, it's
Mm,
hard. You're having to work really hard.
yeah.
For me, that's quite a good analogy of, you're having to put a lot of effort in. It feels hard. It feels difficult. But if you're flowing down, you're just floating along and everything's moving
Yeah.
swiftly and smoothly. And I look at incidences or times in my life where I haven't listened to what my instincts have told me.
Mhm.
I've known that it's heavy, but I've gone ahead and done it for some unknown reason. Maybe I'm trying to please someone, or, and I've done the event or met someone, and it has been disastrous.
Mhm.
So again, also listen to your instincts as well,
Yes.
because they really are going to tell you whether this is right for you.
Yeah.
And as I said, when I've looked over my timeline, which is extensive, all the times I've ignored it, it's been, I wouldn't swear, but it's not been good.
Okay.
And
And
I've known it's not going to be good, but I've gone ahead and done it for whatever reason. It might have been a job where I thought the money was going to be good, but then the money was good, but the job was shocking.
mhm,
So
yeah.
again, listen, ask questions. Is this right for me today?
Yeah, and because we are also much bigger than our head, than our brain, and even than our body. We are infinite beings. So from
Yeah,
coming from that concept, we have infinite knowledge. So we
yeah,
can connect to that. And I think light and heavy is about that. It's a bit like what image comes to mind for me. It's like you are walking around the corner. Well, you're just about walking around the corner and you don't know what's going to be around that
yeah,
corner. But you as a being do know.
yeah.
So you kind of connect to that knowing that around the corner is this. So I'm gonna go around this corner, not around that one.
So again, we're going to do some talking. I think another episode is jumping to my head of
Mhm.
jumping, connecting to your higher self and your future self.
Yes.
So that's a whole nother story.
Yes.
We won't get sidetracked now, but again, as you say, we are infinite beings, um, and everything is possible. It's what our limitations are, or
Mm.
what we have been, how our limitations have been created. Is once we're free from those limitations, everything is possible because
Well,
we're carrying so much stuff that isn't ours.
yeah, and when you say about that, it also brings an image when notice how when things are heavy, it's
Yeah,
usually there is a judgment somewhere. There is a
yeah,
conclusion somewhere. There is
yeah,
some thing that is, like in a box, and this is the only way, or this is what I need to
yeah,
do. So that's why we need to be willing to come out of our logical mind
yeah,
and be like, what if and ask questions again, what
yeah,
if I chose this, or what if this was possible, or what if I actually did it differently this time than I always do it, and then different routes and different avenues will
yeah,
show up because different choice makes different reality. So
yeah.
that is quite a nice tool to play with.
And I think there's also that thing of you can create your timeline. You don't
Mm.
have to stay in the timeline you're on. And again, that's a whole nother topic. But this is all of we're going like we could talk
It's
for
all
hours, by the
exciting.
way.
It's all nice games. So yeah, bear with us. We're
Yeah.
coming.
So it really is what we're bringing today is just a couple of tools for you to check in on how you're feeling, whether something is good for you, or what belief you can check your beliefs. Like mine is about the overweight. Does it keep me safe? So again, if you've got an aspect of yourself that you're not sure about, you can ask that question. um do I feel unworthy? Am I unlovable? Again, all of these are tools just to check in on how you're doing and give you some clarity, on what you can do.
Yes,
Does that make sense, Joanna?
totally. And I love how, it brings more choice basically in our
Yeah,
life and more um playfulness. Hopefully that's what I like about these
yeah,
tools as well. And kind of clarity, like you said, but
yeah,
also just being with you, not
yeah,
having to check in with all the other people around you, because
yeah,
we usually do that anyway, but
yeah,
just checking in with yourself and like, what is it actually that is true for me?
yeah.
And
No,
what if
and
that truth is not really a truth, like with the
yeah,
beliefs that can be changed?
yeah,
So it's
um,
again, we're not being stuck. We can just move forward.
yeah.
What we always talk about
Eradicate and
here.
destroy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like cleaning your oven. Let's just get it all clean. I don't know why I've just
Yes.
said that. I should muscle test. Do I need to clean my oven? Yeah, I know the answer straight away. It's a yes.
It might be a nice analogy for someone watching. You never know. Make sense. Yeah.
So if anyone, we're going to probably wrap up now. If anyone has any questions, you can leave them in the comment. If anyone wants to reach out to us, we're always around. Joanna and I are both on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not, yeah, we're around. If you have any questions or any topics you'd like to know about or discuss, leave them in the comments on YouTube or Facebook. We're here to help.
Yes.
Joanna, have you got anything else you want to add to that?
I just like to run a clearing that lets
Yeah.
eradicate and completely destroy and create through time, dimensions, and from anywhere that we ever been and existed in a whole existence planes. That doesn't allow us to connect to ourselves and to connect to our truth and to live our truth and to create our life in truth and lightness and how we want it. So everything that doesn't allow this times a gazillion, we destroy and create now. Right and wrong, good and bad, on for all 9 shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. And forever.
Yes. Thank you. And again, when we run clearing statements, you can either accept it, you can say yes, because it is free will. If you like to accept the statement, say yes. If you don't have to. It's always free will.
Yes.
So
Always have a
Joanna,
choice.
yeah, always, there's always choices. Does it feel light or heavy?
Super light, yeah.
Okay, Joanna, thank you so much for this week's episode. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And what exciting adventures can we create here and in the next episode? So watch out, and we see you soon, and bring some games with us as well with the tools.
Absolutely.
Have a lovely day and a week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.